What we'd now like to do is to begin laying out, let's say, the rear of this terrace house here, and what we'd like to do is to use some of GardenCAD's settings to speed up that task. Imagine that I rather like very large paving bricks, and I've found some that are in fact 600 millimeters wide, massive paving bricks, and I want to use them in my design. So I'd right click and go to drafting aids, and I could set a 600 millimeter grid over the entire site just by typing in the X and Y there, 600, and we'll OK that. You notice we have a bold step of 10 and 10, and if you click snap to grid nodes, that little box there, and show grid, that box there, and go OK, you should see the grid overlaying your design. So there's the site boundaries in white showing, and the little dots. Here's the bold step. Every 10 we see a bold step, so every one of these little clicks is 600 millimeters. You might notice if I use the wheel of the mouse and zoom in on the bottom left corner, just stay out a little bit there, that the edge of our site is not quite on the grid. So it's a good idea to take off the snap. You notice down in the status line the snap settings are showing. So if we press double click down here, I think that's a little glitch in GardenCAD there, snap is still on. You'll notice it's jumping to those grid points. If we double click down there, now it goes off. So that little grey area there wasn't updating properly. We need to fix that. So if we roll out, we need to see all of our design. We'll select all 4 boundaries, in fact. Now they've been selected, what we'll now do is modify and move, and we'll zoom in, and we can pick up the end of either of those magenta lines. So we've anchored out, we've selected things. See, now I'm moving all 4 lines around. What I want to do is to go back down here to snap, turn that on so that we click onto one of those grid lines. Whoops, I missed. Well, we don't need to undo, do we? We just need to do it again. So we can select all 4 lines like that, modify, move, come in here, we can find that end there, and then we'll move down here so we can be absolutely sure that we're onto a grid point. That was that was operator error. I'm sure you'll do a better job than me. Now our design sits on a 600 millimeter grid all the way through here. Our bottom boundary is right on the line. Remember, it was 17.7 meters wide, so that's why that line comes in there, and 17.2 deep. So not everything sits on the grid. That vertical line there and the horizontal boundary there sits on the grid. But we're ready to start laying our design using some 600 millimeter pavers in this area through here to create, let's say, a sitting area for adults and outside entertaining area for adults.